So ready.
All right, hello and welcome everyone to episode 84 of the GGG Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. We got some fun news to discuss. Helldivers is going to be coming to Xbox. We got a new Destiny game. State of Play has been announced. New Last of Us mode. Prime Day is happening. It's going on right now. So we're going to talk about all of that. Joining me is my co-host, as always, Phil. Phil, how are you doing this week? Did you play a lot of video games? I know we played some Rematch.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna come out and say I'm a Rematch guy now. I don't play other games. That's for nerds.
Other games are for nerds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I've played a lot of Rematch, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
A good amount of Peak and some Death Stranding. It's funny that I got Peak and Death Stranding around the same time because they are essentially the same game. One you just do with friends. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah. How is the Death Stranding 2 playthrough going, though?
Slow, because sometimes I'll be walking around in that game and I'll be like, I could be kicking a soccer ball right now. So then I cross over and I start playing Rematch. So it's
okay.
Yeah. So we've been playing some Rematch. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's great. I think we should talk about it more. But what else have you been playing this week?
I've been still playing a lot of finals. I'm deep into that season. I bought something on the Steam sale, and that was RuneScape Dragon Wilds, which I think you brought up in last week's episode, Phil. And so this is a RuneScape survival game. It's very, very, very much like Valheim, so it's right up my alley in that regard. And it's very obvious that they borrow a lot of those mechanics and even the menu system and everything. It's just like, wow, you guys really played Valheim and you really liked it. And you're like, let's make this RuneScape.
We'll do our own.
Yeah. So, but I am having a good time with it. I will say it is very early access. They need to work on the game more. So it is enjoyable right now, but I definitely think that they need to kick the development up into another gear. Because then, the next big update is targeted for like December. And I'm like, it's July. And this game needs an update before December. So
you guys can't wait this long.
Yeah, for real. So I think ultimately this game came out in April and they weren't expecting it to do so well. And when it did, I think maybe the company got the finances to like push the development forward and start working out a little bit harder. I have hooked up to their Discord channel for the game, and everything on there indicates, hey, we didn't know it was going to sell this well. We got more people on it now, and we're going to communicate our updates to you as they happen. And so just this morning, another update came out for the game. So that's very good, and I want to continue to see that. So yeah, so having a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I'm also having tons of fun with Rematch. So I think it's a very good game. Controls are a little tricky at first, but I feel like after you put like an hour and a half into it, you get the hang of it, more or less.
Yeah.
So
it starts to feel like I started playing the game a little bit before you, and it starts to feel like almost so second nature that it's hard to explain when a friend's like, "How do you do this?" And you're like, "Oh, how I've just been doing it."
How do I do?
Because you're doing so many different things at once. You're like juggling, dodging, like doing that. You get lost in it, but when it all comes together, it feels so good when you make like the perfect catch as a goalie, or when you kick a goal, or get like a really great pass, or steal the ball from somebody. Yeah,
dreams.
Very good game.
And Phil's very competitive. He gets very chompy.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll stream that, and you can show your anger to the world.
You could, yeah. We'll get that stream canceled immediately. But
no. Were you
yeah.
gonna say something else?
No, go for it.
One other game that I have been playing a lot of is Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. I know I've played a lot of it in the past and talked about it on the podcast before, but I do want to point out to people who maybe have been thinking about buying it but never have, the game is in its best state it's ever been right now, which is unfortunate because it came out in 2022. So it sucks that it's taken 3 years to get to this point, but it is a very full game. now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would encourage people, if you ever liked playing Left 4 Dead back in the day, or like Back 4 Blood, or any of the like zombie survival or anything, even if you're not into Warhammer, I would heavily recommend picking this up. It is on the Steam sale. It usually goes for $40. It's $16 right now. And you get 4 classes, and all 4 of those classes have 3 different like talent trees, subclass things that you can do. And I picked up the new class because it's $10, and it is essentially a love letter to people who have been playing the game since it came out, which is me, because the new class is just very overpowered. But who cares? Because it's not a competitive game. So,
well, you know what I really enjoy is when your I'm trying to think of the right word. Your devotion to a game pays off.
Yes.
Because the amount of times that you've been like, yeah, I'm still playing Starfield, and the heartbreak that I see in the heartbreak that I feel when I see the look in your eyes, like, yeah, they didn't do anything to make it better. So I'm happy to see that there are devs out there who care about their pals.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. They finally fixed the frickin' game. It's in a great place. Heavily recommend. All right. So before we get into the news and the major releases this week, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, we really appreciate it. And if you're listening to the audio-only version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, follow us over there as well. We appreciate it just as much. All right, so the major game release coming out July 11th is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. This bundled remaster, Phil. How does this work?
So not long ago, they made Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 combined into one game. It was a remake of those 2 games, so new assets, similar gameplay mechanics, but tweaked for a more modern audience. That is again exactly what they're doing here. And I'm very happy to see it because I played the demo as is available, I believe, on every platform that can play it. And it feels great still, like really fun game, really easy to lose yourself and just trying to get like combos done. Yeah, and it's getting some really good reviews. I don't remember exactly what it's got on Metacritic right now, but I saw a lot of 8s and 9s when I was looking through some of the reviews earlier. So, probably just one of those cases where it's doing exactly the thing that you want it to do, and it's not an RPG. It doesn't have all these extra mechanics in it. It's just a good Tony Hawk game, or 2 good Tony Hawk games crammed into one. So yeah, excited about it. It is going to be available on Game Pass. So for any of my Game Pass homies out there, pick it up, try it out, see if you like it. I personally loved every Tony Hawk game up until probably Underground 2. Played them all, beat them all. I'm very excited for them doing a Tony Hawk Underground remake. A boy can dream.
Yeah, I can't express how big the Tony Hawk games were when we were kids, but they were humongous. Like everybody had it, everybody wanted to play it. Tony Hawk was the coolest person ever, and I didn't even skate. So yeah. All right. So let's just dive into the news then. So the big thing that came out right after we published our last episode was that Helldivers 2 is going to be coming to Xbox. Oh my God, it's finally happening. All of the people online, they made this happen. They listened to the community. It's coming out on Xbox August 26th. Are you excited, Phil? Are you going to get it on Game Pass?
If it came to Game Pass, yeah, I'll download it one more time. I have it on PC already, so I don't know if it would help or hurt.
Yeah.
But great game. I'm just happy that more people get to play it, and it'll probably infuse some life back into the online scene. Not saying that it's not dead, or not saying it's not alive right now, but I just think more people getting to play Helldivers 2 is good because that game slaps.
Yeah.
It absolutely rocks.
And it thrives on the community. So there have been some rumors, and I want to contribute to those rumors because we have no evidence of this. I just want to say that out loud first and foremost.
Rumors.
We got a Killzone DLC many months ago in Helldivers 2, and it was out of the blue. They didn't announce it. They didn't prep us. They just dropped Killzone content right into the game and opened the door for doing, cross-party content. And with it coming to Xbox, Phil, I mean, it would
You're
make
thinking,
a whole lot of sense if we got some.
Blink's a time sweeper cat.
Yep,
Costume.
that's it. That's what I was
Yep.
thinking. Yep.
New weapon, time sweeping gun, sucking up Tyranids and robots right into your vacuum cleaner. Brute Force. You guys remember Brute Force? That's the skin I want. I want to dress up like a giant lizard man and jump around. Marcus Phoenix. Actually, that one is relatively likely. But I know where you're going.
Yes.
Obviously.
We're going to Halo. We're going to Master Chief. We're going to the Spartans. Perhaps we get a heavy armor that is a Spartan armor and a medium armor that's like an ODST armor or something like that. That would be a brilliant crossover, and I think everybody would just make a crap ton of money. It is too big of a cash grab on the table for them not to do it. It needs to happen. What do you think?
If we got the iconic like assault rifle and maybe like a BM or DMR and like the bazooka, as well as maybe like one or two Covenant weapons. Needler would be great. Needler would be sick. Probably really effective against the robots.
Yeah.
And then, Pelicans that picked you up, and maybe some of the flybys could look like those Covenant.
Sure.
What are they called? Like, I can't even remember.
Sure.
But yeah, I would love for them to go whole hog into doing some Halo stuff. Whole hog.
Yeah.
Whole warthog into some Halo stuff.
Yeah. What if they gave a skin for the Jeep that made it a warthog, or sold a skin for the Pelican that made it look like a Halo Pelican, because they're the same freaking name?
It's a Pelican. I think it also would be cool for like an emote where you put out your hand and a little Cortana pops up.
Yeah. That would be rad. So I'm excited for that. I hope it happens. Happy Xbox players will get to play this amazing game after so long, especially when Halo has not really been serving you lately.
It's funny because you said that, and like you said this idea and that it's not really founded, and I got kind of bummed after I realized that I wasn't waiting for that to happen. I was hoping it might happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, next up on the list, we have a new Destiny game. Phil, are you excited?
Of course not. Because it's Destiny Mobile.
It's Destiny Mobile.
Why?
So you can take it on the go.
I don't want Destiny on the go. I want to sit in my shame and play Destiny in my house. So, I'm being a hater right now. No, I think like if they can make it feel like Destiny, and based on the trailers that they've shown, like I was like, oh, it's just another Destiny game. Like,
yeah,
maybe it's last gen, or maybe it's like a free to play game, and it seems kind of like it's both because it is Destiny for mobile.
Yeah,
but if they can make it feel like Destiny, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean it looks like it feels like Destiny, but I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe they have to add a significant amount of auto aiming. I mean, they already kind of do that in regular Destiny. By the way, it is called officially Destiny Rising. And something that I noted in the trailer is it lets you play third person. Oh my God, what I wanted the entire time Destiny was out. I don't care about my drip if I can't see my drip, people.
100%.
Like, come on. So, I don't know. This is definitely... something I should point out is that this is being made by NetEase. What else does NetEase make, Phil?
Oh, well, they just make a little game called Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, like, listen, I think I would rather have Marvel Rivals on mobile than Destiny, but, good for them.
Funny you should say that, Phil, because there is a Marvel game for mobile that NetEase has made. It's not exactly Marvel Rivals. Have you heard about this?
What game? Is it the Mystic one or whatever?
I think it is Marvel Mystic or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a turn-based RPG. It's one of those, like, cookie cutter turn-based RPGs for mobile apps where it's just like
that's not the worst.
It's not the worst, but we have had those games before for Marvel. So I'm like, how is this any different than this one's by the Marvel Rivals people, so it's gonna be different. And so, but yeah, anyway,
designs will be sick. Now I do think I really do think that turn-based games can be great with superheroes because like it's already so hard to believe like the turn-based thing kind of makes sense, like how Midnight Suns has kind of turn-based actions and you never miss.
Yeah.
But I really want a Suicide Squad game like built off of XCOM,
Mm-hmm.
and the missions are about going out and like capturing new bad guys to add to your team. Like that would be, and then they can die forever. You can blow up their heads if you
Sure.
want.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, that'd be very cool. That's a great idea. You should pitch that.
give me that and put the Nemesis system in it. You hear me, WB? We've got money on the table.
All right. Well, press
But
it
yeah.
right along. Ghost 2, because I can never say this name right.
Ghost to Yotei.
Ghost 2
Two
Yotei.
goats to Yoteus.
Yoteus. The sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Phil and I were very disappointed that we did not actually get to see this game during the Summer Games Fest. Very disappointed, Sony, but they are going to be doing a presentation this week, and they have given out the details. The state of play will be happening on July 10th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's really exciting. Because it hasn't happened yet, we can't actually talk about the details. I kind of wanted to talk about what we would like to see in the game, Phil, as far as like improvements over Ghost of Tsushima. So is there anything off the top of your head that you want to see improved right away?
I can't think of anything that I feel like they didn't do well. I think I would just want like different activities or more varied activities, like maybe a fox leads you to a den, or maybe he leads you like a fight. So when you see one of these markers, you know that it's leading you to something, and it's a little bit more of an adventure. Like it's a little bit more. Well, I don't know what I could be being led into, and then you follow a bird, and it takes you to a great sword master who like helps you upgrade your weapon, something like that. But
sure.
What about you? What do you got?
I would several things. I'd like there to be like better water mechanics. So like swimming, I'd like there to be like you could use boats and stuff like that. All of the boat stuff felt very weird in Ghost of Tsushima because you were being invaded by the Mongol army who was on all these boats and they just never moved. Or you would be on a boat and it would go to some awkward cutscene where the boat is moving on its own because they never figured out like a vehicle mechanic for that. So that kind of stuff I definitely feel could use some improvement. And I think that would add another aspect of traversal to the gameplay where it'd be like, oh, I can ride my horse all the way up there, or I can go on foot, or I could get on a boat and sail around or something like that. So I think that would be really cool. And I guess I really loved the combat in Ghost of Tsushima, so I don't want them to change it too much. I'd like to see some like style differences between this new protagonist and what Jin did in the first game. So I think style-wise, have it be a little different, but I don't want the core fighting gameplay to change because it was so good. But I would like there to be platforming improvements. I feel like Sucker Punch has had this very floaty platforming aesthetic to their gameplay that has existed since like Sly Cooper. Yeah. And, I love the Infamous games, but it had kind of this floaty platformingness. And it kind of worked in the Infamous games because you were platforming around the city. And so there was...
You were like a superhero, so like your feet needed to connect to the rails. And all,
Exactly. You give it some grace here and there, but the platforming in Tsushima still felt very floaty. And I'd rather it be more intentional. I guess it feel more intentional, and maybe in the way that Assassin's Creed like simplified its platforming, where it's just like hold the button down and you just climb up everything. In this last Assassin's Creed, they've taken a couple steps back of like, no, you actually need to press a button to grab something, or press a button to swing, or turn the corner itself on your own. And so like have gameplay in your platforming. If you're gonna have platforming in the game, make it more interactive than I'm moving up and down the wall kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So those are the early things. And then, I want a great story, but I think they're going to tell me a great story. Yeah.
I think there's a couple things that I don't know they'll be able to do again. And one of them is like the spoilers for Ghost of Tsushima. If you haven't played it at this point,
Yeah.
My apologies for the upcoming spoilers. But one of the things that happens in the game is you ride your horse around, and between missions, you'll like sort of go to you'll load into an area after the mission, and it'll be like Jin resting on his horse, or like he's feeding something to his horse, and it plays with him. And then eventually, you get to a point in the game where the horse dies. And it feels like a really impactful thing because like you adopted this horse in the beginning, you gave it a cool name, and then you have to give it a new horse, you give it a new name, and it just feels like part of the character actually died. And it was a sneaky way for them to incorporate something that you like in the game, gameplay-wise, to get taken away and to make you feel emotionally invested. I do think that they're going to have trouble doing that type of thing again because we all kind of expect it. We see the wolf. That wolf better be safe. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to play John Wick.
Well, seems to be the plot of Superman. So
that dog's going to be fine. That dog's going to be okay.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think there will be some hurdles as far as the story goes. So I am prepared for it to not be as good. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really have on my Ghost wish list. But I think that's probably it. I really want a good experience. I want a good game. One teeny tiny little last thing. There was many half-ass cutscenes in Ghost of Tsushima where it's like you walk up to the person. It kind of did like the Assassin's Creed 1 thing where it's like, we're not going to actually zoom in or change the camera angle or add facial expressions. We're just going to have this character here and he's talking and telling you about the mission. And then Jin's talking and he's telling you about the mission. And it's just, it's not, you need to put in a little bit more effort with those cutscenes there. Or just make it like...
They look kind of like dolls or whatever.
Yeah, they look like dolls. If you're going to do that dialogue, just do a traveling conversation like you do in Grand Theft Auto. So yeah.
And make that skippable because traveling cutscenes, traveling dialogue, it makes me flip the car every time I can just to get out this.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, we got to go bowling, Nico.
Hey, that was a great mission back in the day.
Fair enough. Speaking of great games,
oh my god,
Last of Us 2 is getting a chronological mode.
Yes,
it's available right now.
Yes.
What is that?
So, very minor. I will not get into any details for people who have not played The Last of Us 2. But the way that The Last of Us 2's story is told is you, at the beginning of the game, you flip back and forth between Abby and Ellie. But for the first half of the game, you're really playing as Ellie, and it takes you through this several-day period where you're playing from Ellie's perspective, and then about halfway through the game you switch and you play from Abby's perspective over those several days as well. And so now I guess this is a mode where it's like you play as Ellie in day 1 and then you switch to Abby in day 1, and then you play as Ellie in day 2 and then switch to Abby in day 2, or whatever chronologically happened. So maybe you might be playing Ellie at the beginning of the day, and then in the night it's Abby, and then in the morning it's Ellie, because the next time you see Ellie isn't until evening, and stuff like that. So it's definitely an interesting concept to experience the game. This is the most tantalizing thing that I have seen as far as updates, because really we've just gotten like, oh, this is a little survival mode, and this is performance modifications and higher resolution, higher FPS, everything, and that's all fine and dandy. But the genius of The Last of Us 2 is how they flip your perspective, and they force you to play as the enemy. And so I don't know if this mode will aid that or hinder that. So that it's very curious though. Yeah.
I like that they're just doing it for free. I like that they're not charging me for
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Very Naughty Dog. Very Naughty Dog to just be like, hey, here's more game. Because they added in a roguelike sort of section or part of the game
Yeah.
that I thought was a lot of fun. I put plenty of hours into it because the combat of that game is very, very good.
Visceral.
So, yeah, visceral, great. I think this is obviously people who played the game already. This is not the way that you should experience the game the first time. But I think it's for people who really care about The Last of Us 2, who want to like go catch little details of like synchronicities within moments. I do think there is one challenge, and that is like inventories, weapons, level ups. It will be a bit disorienting going from like
Yeah.
Abby having 2 bricks and a Molotov cocktail, and Ellie having like a bow and arrow, and I just at first, and I'm sure it's the type of thing you adjust to very quickly. But yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll check it out because I don't know if I have the emotional energy to play Last of Us 2 again, to be honest. But
who does?
yeah. But yeah, it's definitely awesome that they just released it today. It's a free update, and I'm sure there's a whole slew of gamers who have jumped on the Last of Us train because of the show, and so they're playing through the games as well. So
Yeah.
good for them. Good to experience. All right, what's going on over at Bethesda / Microsoft, Phil?
Well, according to an insider, the game that you want from Fallout, sorry, the game that you all want from Fallout is coming,
Oh.
but not coming soon.
Oh.
Now, what is that game, Paul? Because there's options. There is Fallout 3 remastered, remake, whatever you want to say, which I believe is being worked on with the same team that did the Oblivion remaster, Victorious or Victus or something like that.
Sure.
On top of that, there is Fallout 5 that is getting made, and most likely a Fallout New Vegas 2. Which I think is that's the one that the insider alluded to is like the game you want. Anyway,
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas 2 coming this summer. So
This summer.
I think, yeah. No, that's the joke that he says like, oh yeah, I can't tell you when it's coming. It's coming this summer. Just kidding.
Okay.
But I think that Microsoft could pull this off, and it seems that they're kind of leaning in on Fallout, seeing as how it's a very popular IP. At least the show did good numbers. When Fallout 4 got a modern gen update, a bunch of people went back and played it. Fallout 76 still holds dozens of people playing online. There's a lot of Fallout love out there. Dozens. There are dozens of us. So I think we're living in a weird, tough timeline because like Elder Scrolls 6 should have come out by now. Like, by a very far margin of time.
Yes.
Obviously, that's got to happen at some point, unless Bethesda goes bankrupt before then, which I see as a distinct possibility at this point. But it would be weird if they kind of leaned in on Fallout and made that their new thing, because Elder Scrolls has been their bread and butter for so long. And Fallout's always sort of been like the thing on the side that's like, for the gamers, here's that weird thing we know you like, you freaks.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to that, like Lord of the Rings bread and butter in a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm happy that Microsoft is allegedly working on 3 games, but also cautious because Microsoft also just laid off 9,000 people.
Yes. Oh, we got to talk about that. Oh my goodness.
We should talk about.
Yeah.
Here's a good opportunity. But I will say, since Microsoft owns Obsidian. It would be kind of cool to get that back into the hands of the team that made one of the most beloved Fallout games of all time. But all that to say, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
I mean, I think Fallout New Vegas is a very loved game, and it's definitely the most popular Fallout as far as like its cult following and everything. So I think that's cool. But I have no indication that Obsidian is working on New Vegas right now.
Yeah.
I think what happened is the order has been given. You know, it's maybe they're going to work on it after Outer Worlds 2 or something like that. But I think that everything in this industry and in the entertainment industry in general right now is so IP driven that they're like, oh, the Fallout show did amazing on Amazon. People know what Fallout is now. We need to pump out a Fallout game. What was the best Fallout game? They were like, New Vegas, great. Outer Worlds 2 is going to be done this year. We can put New Vegas 2 on the assembly line. So I think that's all that's happening.
Yeah.
I think we are many years out from Bethesda showing us anything concrete. And I'm still...
Bethesda? Many years out? No way. The last time we got a trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 was right before Rage 2 came out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still mad that we haven't seen any Elder Scrolls 6. That's what I want. And I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, okay, hold on. It's one conspiracy theory. Do you think that they're stalling with Elder Scrolls 6 because they haven't done anything new enough, or they're struggling with a new engine or something? Like, it feels like this is too long for them to have done nothing.
Yeah, so I think the Elder Scrolls 6 has been in production for a very long time. But I think what happened is they realized maybe in Starfield when they and Starfield they were probably too deep on anyway, that the engine that they were working with, it's not going to scale properly, where they're going to try to release the Elder Scrolls 6 and it's going to be 180 gigabytes and nobody is going to want that and it's not going to run properly. And so I think they had to go back and redo it in a different engine. And I'm hoping that is Unreal, which they used in the Oblivion remaster. And I'm hoping that's why it's taken so long. And if they don't move on from their engine, there are going to be massive problems with Elder Scrolls 6. And it might be enough for me to not freaking buy it because of how betrayed I felt in Starfield of things not working properly. So
yeah, you get one, but if you mess up, if Elder Scrolls 3 comes out, or sorry, if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and it's like, it's a 7, that's going to hurt.
That's not
terribly.
Good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk briefly about Microsoft laying off 9,000 employees, canceling multiple video game projects in their biggest layoff in, I think, a few years now. In more than 2 years, it has been their largest layoff. This is huge. And then they covered the story up with saying, oh, and Helldivers is coming to Xbox. We bought a license to have Helldivers on Xbox so we can fire all of our employees. So that's great. Good job, Microsoft. It's really awesome. But
they did really great there.
I think this is just emblematic of Microsoft continuing to be like, we just want to be a publisher platform, and we will make some games that are successful. But largely, we'd rather do what we're doing with Helldivers, which is pay another company money to get their game on our platform. And so I think that's where Microsoft's going. It seems kind of predictable. It sucks that there's more layoffs, but in the tech industry, from what I've seen in general, the layoffs have not stopped. More jobs are being replaced by AI, or they haven't been replaced yet, but they're prepping to integrate AI workers and whatnot. So
it definitely is starting to feel like the closer you are to working with a computer at your job, the closer you are to AI replacing you. And especially in all these artistic fields that we really appreciate and love. So that is a bummer, and shame on Microsoft for being like one of the richest companies around.
Yes.
And still being like, nah, we don't need to. We know these people gave us their years and their time, and time away from their families to make Blinks the Time Sweeper, but nope, get out.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
absolutely terrible. Screw you, Microshaft.
Uh, let's talk about something good though.
Okay, yeah,
Kinda.
let's do that. Yeah, so we got the Prime Days coming up. If you read any gamer news, your phone is getting absolutely blasted with look at all these frickin' Amazon deals. Let's fund Bezos's next wedding. So I did want to point out there were some free Prime Day games. Just want to point those out for people so you can pick these games up for free if you have any desire to play these games. I'm sure if you're interested in Prime Day, you're going to go through the list and figure out what games to buy. There's so many deals going on right now. We're going to get into that as well. But just so you know, for Prime Day, if you have an Amazon Prime account, these 4 games are available for free. Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. This is a very, very OG game, and it is you can claim this on Good Old Games or GOG, which is I guess a gaming retailer. Lots of deals on GOG, especially for older games that you can't find anywhere else. Amnesia: The Dark Descent will be available through the Epic Store. Marvel's Midnight Suns, we were talking about it earlier. I've given it rave reviews. You can pick it up for free with your Amazon account connected to Epic Games. And Football Manager 2024. I know, not really a game that Phil and I would be interested in, but my father certainly loves Football Manager, and for people who love soccer, love football, obviously a cool game to pick up if you haven't already bought it. So those 4 games are going to be available for free. 3 of them on the Epic Game Store, 1 available on GOG or Good Old Games.
And on that same note, we are in the last 2 days of the Steam sale, which has turned into pretty much the entire gaming industry hosting a sale in some form
Yes.
or another. This might just be old man waving his hand at the clouds in dismay, but Paul, I feel like the Steam sale doesn't matter that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel like it matters that much anymore either. I think the people it matters to are the people who only play video games on Steam, which I know that there are gamers who do that, but it just feels like there's a sale on everything. There's a sale on the Epic Store. There's a sale on EA Play. There's a sale on PlayStation Network. There's a sale on Xbox. There's the Amazon Prime sale that you can, buy games through them as well. And so I think we've seen so many sales pop up. I've talked about before that there is always a sale on PlayStation Network. There's never a moment where there's not some sale. Some sales are better than others. Some sales have the games that you want. But ultimately, it just tells me it's like, you could be charging a lot less for this. And you're making it very evident that you can do that.
You could. For the majority of these games that only sell when they're on sale, are on 30% off, you could just cut down to 25% then and
Right.
still make 5% on that. But some of the heavy hitters, we have these games because of Game Pass, but Elder Scrolls Oblivion's down 20%, Pal World's down 25%, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. There's some big games on here.
Yep.
Even
Hogwarts
Dragon Wild's down 20%.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy is $15 right now. That's a great deal.
Not a bad deal.
I mentioned this last week. Star Wars Battlefront 2 Celebration Edition is $4. Even if you're never going to play it, go buy it. I don't care. Just
Great game to have.
Just go buy it. So yeah, I guess what has mostly contributed to your jadedness when it comes to the Steam sale? Is it because there's just nothing on here that you want to buy? Is it because you have Xbox Game Pass and so you're constantly getting access to new games without necessarily buying them?
I think it's a combo of the both, because a lot of the games on here I picked up because on Steam they're not that expensive anyway. For the most part, some of the indie darlings $10-15, and on release day they're marked down 16% or something. So
Right.
not bad to pick up. But I also feel like there is not that many great deals on games. like, and granted, if you're following a video games podcast, you've probably already played Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not waiting for that to drop down to, it is $21 right
Yeah,
now. That's
yeah.
great. Repo is 20% off, making it very affordable. $9.99 now be a $7.99.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, it's there's nothing on here that is like, oh, this is incredible. And then all the great games from this year, like Clair Obscur,
Mm-hmm.
is marked down 10%. Dune's not on sale. It's just kind of stuff that if you are following games you already have played is
Right.
on sale. So like sometimes I'm tempted to pick up something. I'm like, oh, I had that on PlayStation Plus, or I have that somewhere else. Let me get it here. What was the biggest offender I just saw? Uh, it is a game that's like $70. It's marked down to normal price now.
To 60?
I just yeah, it was like $79.99 marked down to $59.99.
Yeah, I feel like what the Steam sale used to be is like half off stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not true anymore. I feel like what it is now is it's what Black Friday is, where it's like if I go to Target on Black Friday and I'm trying to get a PS5 game, you know, they're gonna sell me the new Madden for $10 off, and it's like that's cool that I'm getting $10 off, but why is this considered such a minor fraction of a percent of a sale? You think that's going to get me to buy it? And I recently
That's not the summer sale, you know?
yeah, yeah, the summer sale should be like big games on sale. So absolutely. Is No Man, like I think I saw, I want to search because I actually played a little bit of No Man's Sky this week. Okay, that game's on sale. That's good. Ooh.
That's good. That's a game that it is again worth picking up on the sale, but also probably how much is it running right now?
It is normally priced $60, which I like. I get that it's old, but they have like updated it like 13 times. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, but it is $23.99, so it's 60% off. Like that's the kind of sale that you need it to be, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway. So, are you telling me that you're not going to buy any games on sale at all? You're done with the Steam summer sale this year?
Well, I got a little thing called Game Pass now, so I'm beyond the Steam sale. The Steam sale
Yeah.
is merely a memory to me.
But Phil, I mean, we just talked about Microsoft laid off 9,000 employees. You know, I know Game Pass is a good deal. What is the line for you? Will there be a line?
I mean, as I think here's the thing. Microsoft is doing a good thing with Game Pass. It makes money. It is up for them, even though they lose on some first party titles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gets more people playing games. And it's like a solid like, okay, you make a game, you're going to make a guaranteed amount of Game Pass money.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sell it outside of Game Pass, you can do that. But you have like it empowers more indies to be like, hey, we made something. Let's just put it on Game Pass and get like cash out for it. But Microsoft is also like not Xbox. Microsoft's also a bunch of greedy venture capitalists
Mm-hmm.
who are down to take whatever they can. And also, right now, there's just not that many games that I haven't already played that I'm like, ooh, I need to play that. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but you know, we just have a lot of gamer experience. We played a lot of games, my man.
Play a lot of games. We're old up there. Maybe it was. I do remember being young and being like having a PC and like, wow, this is gonna be something new.
Yeah,
But not no more.
not no more. Existential
I'm dead
crisis
inside.
episode. Jesus. All right. Well, on that amazingly positive note, unless you have anything else you want to say for this episode of the GGG podcast, any little tidbits, Phil, or was that?
You know what? If you're looking forward to stuff, or if you're excited about anything, or you need some excitement in your life, like I do,
Play Rematch.
desperately. Play Rematch. Go watch Superman when that comes out this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of good stuff on the horizon, but specifically Superman Rematch, and also Donkey Kong looks amazing. I hope that's the one reason I want to switch.
Bonanza next week. Maybe you will be able to get a Switch, and if you do, please let me know how it is. I'm very, very curious.
I will. This Switch is Bonanza. Banzanza.
I'm impressed you were able to spell that. I
don't think I did it right.
Yeah,
I don't think I did it right.
I don't think so either, but that's okay. You committed to it. That was the that was the victory. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap everything up for this episode of the GGG Podcast, episode 84. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow us over there as well. Give us a rating as well. We'd really appreciate it. Excuse me. We are going to be gone next week. I'm going on a little summer vacation, and I hope Phil finds some time to enjoy himself as well. But we will be back.
I'm dead inside.
That's right. He'll just be playing rematch, staring at the screen like this. But we will be back for the last week. Actually, probably a little bit before then. Maybe 2 weeks from now in July, and we'll talk. We'll see how Donkey Kong did, and we'll see what games are coming out toward the end of July. But thanks for listening, and peace out, everyone. Boing.